Well, Captain America actor Chris Evans is once again returning to the MCU for an upcoming Avengers movie, but the big question remains, exactly what character is he playing? Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the breaking story of Chris Evans returning to the MCU and potentially taking up the role of Captain America once again. Here's what we know. Well, ever since Endgame closed up, really quite honestly, the MCU hasn't been the same. Many of our beloved characters kind of retired or were killed off, and we journeyed into a new era of the Marvel Universe. Now, fans have been pining for the return of some of their favorite characters for a long time. And to be fair, we have Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom in the near future, and we just had Chris Evans return as Johnny Storm in Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, earlier today, we got a report from The Wrap that seems to confirm that Chris Evans is set to return once again to the MCU. And I'm thinking it's not going to be Johnny Storm. Now, the last time we saw Steve Rogers was in the closing moments of Avengers Endgame, when he passed that shield on to Sam Wilson. Steve finally got his happy ending after he returned the Infinity Stones to their rightful places and remained in the past with Peggy Carter. Now, since then it's been hinted that the character has potentially died in the MCU, but there's never been any official confirmation. Now, how Evans returns, it's still kind of unclear, but the multiverse does open the door to so many possibilities, and The Wrap has learned, and I quote, Evans will be involved in some capacity, but the extent and exact nature of his role is unknown. And this is the big question. When it comes right down to who Chris Evans is playing, to be fair, the possibilities are endless. It seems very likely he will play either Captain America or some Captain America variant, but given the fact he recently played Johnny Storm and Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom, well, nothing is written in stone, and he really could be almost any character in the MCU library. Now, if you're asking me, it seems like it's pretty clear though. I actually think if Evans is returning, he's probably going to be on the side of Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. More than likely, this will be some kind of HYDRA Cap variant of the character, and we could possibly see him in that HYDRA suit so many people are passing around for all those years, or the classic HYDRA Cap costume from Secret Empire. But at this point, it's pure nerd speculation, and honestly, just excited to see Evans return. Now, a couple things The Wrap doesn't say very clearly is how long he's going to be sticking around, and what other projects besides Doomsday. The fact that they slipped in that extent and exact nature of his role being unknown into that statement suggests to me that more than likely he'll probably have a very small part in Doomsday. I'm thinking probably at the end of the film when Battleworld is formed, but could take up a much bigger role in Secret Wars. Marvel Studios tends to interpret some of these big comic events completely in their own way. Look at Age of Ultron, and I'm starting to wonder if some of those rumors about the new Avengers potentially facing off with variants of the old Avengers are going to turn out to be true. This would be one heck of a way to sort of pass the mantle, and with Chris Evans already signed to come back, and Scarlett Johansson still kind of in-house at Marvel Studios, well, all of these characters could potentially be part of Dr. Doom's villain team, and could go face-to-face with their MCU counterparts and legacies, which would give this version of Secret Wars a bit of something different. We've already heard many people speculate about how Tom Holland's Spider-Man facing off with Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom will definitely be emotional. Now we'll throw in the possibilities of Sam Wilson facing off with Steve Rogers, or Yelena Belova facing off with Natasha Romanoff, giving fans some head-to-head matchups that have never happened inside the Marvel Universe. I also want to point out with the Russos directing this film, this kind of massive battle falls right in line with what we saw in Endgame and Civil War. It's something they know how to handle very well, and definitely sounds like something from those creative minds. Now, as of right this minute, there have been no other statements beyond The Wrap. Obviously, it's not from Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige, but The Wrap is a major trade. So, at this point, to me, this seems like it's as official as it's going to get, and we're going to see Chris Evans once again return to the MCU in May of 2026, but exactly what that role looks like, well, we're going to have to wait and see. So, until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Chris Evans once again returning to the MCU as Captain America? Or do you think if he steps back behind the shield, he'll take up the role of HYDRA Cap? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.